Well, hello and welcome to my channel. You know, if you've been watching for the past few weeks, you know I've been having a great time with my Ghostbusters. You know, printing up, I guess, accessories or terrain pieces with my PLA printer, showing how I use gesso to give it that stone-like appearance, picking up a couple of action figures like my Terror Dog and my Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So I think I mentioned last week that I'd be working on a Mego scaled custom. And actually, I'm going to be working on two. But here, let me just show you what I got. Here's one of them. I got this really beautiful sculpt off of Etsy, and I'm going to put the link below. But yeah, here's Rick Moranis as Tully, or the Keymaster, right? That's going to be a great figure. I already got his body ready. I got some clothing for him. All I got to do is paint it. But you know what? Every Keymaster needs a gatekeeper, right? So I managed to find this head online, but you know, there's no commercial source for this. So since I have a 3D printer, a resin printer, I thought, you know, might as well do my own. And I found this. It's perfect, isn't it? So I got my Dana character too, so I don't think I'm going to be doing two customs next week, but I'll be painting one of these, probably the Rick Moranis figure, because I'm still waiting for a dress that I ordered for her. But yeah, that looks really good, doesn't it? So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the process that I went through to kind of like create this this 3D head from a very unusual source, I'll say. I'll just keep it at that. But if you're interested in stuff like that, stay tuned, because that's what we got going on today. We're going to take a look at how to create a Mego head using a program called Meshmixer and your resin printer. So stay tuned. So I went online, I went to Yegi to see what was available. I typed in the keyword Sigourney Weaver, and I found quite a few different heads and little sculptures that, you know, were pretty decent. But I found this right here, and it says it's called Weaver Sister of Battle, and I think it's from like Warhammer or something, because when I take it into my my Photon program, the one that I use for my Anycubic, let me import that model and you'll see. I found something really, really strange. Might have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to repair it. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's like teeny, because this is scaled, I think, at 32 millimeters. You know, for you know, Warhammer figures. If you play Warhammer, you probably understand what I'm talking about. If not, you're like, huh? But I figured I'd have to come up with a way that I could kind of scale it properly. But lucky for me, Yegi also had another download, and it was called the Lincoln Mego model. I have it here. Lincoln Mego head. And this is already scaled, so you can see that I have at least something to reference. I always make sure they're on the same line, that way I can get the proportion correctly. You know, perspective, I'm sorry, correct. And then so I'm going to go to the front, and I don't know, 7 times. I'll start with 6. Oops, wrong way. Reset. Face still looks a little small. And you can fine tune it here. Maybe 615%. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and save that. So I just come over here and I export. Where is it? Export. Export model. And I'm going to call it my model 1. Because with these things you want to save pretty consistently. Okay. Now I downloaded this new file. This new program. It's called Meshmixer, and I'm going to have a link down below. And this right here is like a little sculpting tool. Oh, I did it incorrectly. You got to go to open. No, it's not open. It's import. Import. And my Model 1. So there's my model. But you'll notice I have a, I guess a big plug that's used when you adhere it to a body for Warhammer. So I'm going to get rid of that, and to get rid of it, I'm going to have to cut it. So I'm going to go here to Edit, and there's a plane cut right here. You click on that, and then you just adjust it so that you can cut away the pieces that you don't want. And then I'm going to scroll around, just make sure I didn't cut off any of the hair. Okay, accept. And you'll see it cuts it off really, really nicely. All right, so this is going to be my first save. So I'm going to go over here to File, and I'm going to export, and I'm going to go back to my file. Where is that? Weaver. And I think I'm going to call this my Model 2. Because if I see that there's an imperfection in there, I can go ahead and I can take care of it. Alright, now that it's saved, I'm going to show you how to use a couple of tools. We're going to come over here to Select, and we're going to go to Lasso. And the lasso is used for larger areas that you need to remove. So I'm going to take this entire area out right here. By using the lasso. So you highlight it and then you hit delete and it takes it out. I think I need some more. Go back to lasso. And this just removes large sections at a time. Back to lasso. All right, now the other tool is the brush. So I'm gonna make sure it's on brush, and I'm checking the size of my brush. That's good. And I'm gonna paint all the areas that I want to get rid of. And the brush usually stays on its own plane. Oh, it looks like I went a little into the hair there. Let's go undo. But the brush usually stays in its own little plane. But if you need to, try a little smaller brush at first, just to get the hang of it. And once you have it highlighted, you hit delete. And remember, we're going to take this model back to the neckline. So we're going to try to remove as much of this as we can. And I think I need to mess with the bottom. So let me do this. I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to go to Transform, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees on the X-axis. That way I can get to the bottom of it. Relatively easy. Brush, there we go. Let me just start clearing this out down here. Because when I save it, it'll make some weird choices. Yeah, it's sort of a laborious process, you know, it's going to take you some time. And if you save often enough, you know, you can really help yourself out, because sometimes you will be editing and something will happen and you wish you would have just saved a little earlier. So I try to save frequently. Whenever I have some sort of like you know, natural break, that's when I'm going to go ahead and save. So I'll probably save after I get rid of the majority of this. Oh, you know what, I'm at 90 degrees. So let me go back to edit, transform. Let me go another 90 degrees. See if that helps me out. Okay, let me go back and I'm going to save it. I'm going to transform it another 180 degrees. Let me try 90 first. Looks like I got into the hair, but it's underneath the model, so I think I should be okay. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and analyze, and I'm going to try to fix it. Auto repair. And take a look at what the model looks like now, and I'm probably going to save it. Let me go another 180. Let's see, edit, transform. I'll try 90 first. Okay, that's it. Ooh, yeah. Looks like I'm gonna have to clean up down here a little bit more. Let me get that taken care of. I'm gonna go ahead and save. That's export. And I'm going to call it my model 3. And I'm going to save. Okay, it looks like I got most of it. Let me get rid of this. Brush, try to brush it all out. You'll see that I'm digging into the neck too. Because remember, we're going to put a hole there for the neck plug. I can't believe this is a 32 millimeter miniature. Look how detailed it is. Yeah, I get these like red lines. I have no idea what they are. Oops, that went into the hair. Looks like I'm gonna have to go a little smaller. Okay, let me save it where she is. Remember, export. I'm going to call this model 4. So if something does happen, I can always go back to a previous iteration of the model, so that I don't have to, if I do make a mistake, I don't have to go back and do a lot of extra work. Okay, at this point, I think I want to see what it looks like in my slicing software. So I'm going to come down here to my Anycubic program and import it. Model number 4. And it's probably going to ask me to repair it. So this way I can get a pretty good idea of what the, I guess, slicing software makes of it. You'll see there's a bunch of like little things down here that I need to take care of and clean up, along with these. The neck's looking pretty good though. Here, let me rotate it. Yeah, a lot of cleanup down here. But it looks like it's coming together quite nicely. Okay, let me go back. I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to go back and check out my, you know what? Let me export this as model number 4 and then reload it. Because I did that repair, that might help a little bit. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go to import, and I want to replace it. And then I can see all the stuff I need to clean up down here. I may lasso it or something, I don't know. Okay, yeah, that's a mess down there. Let me get my brush. That little spot. Okay, I think that's got the majority of it. I'm going to show you some other features here. I'm going to go to my sculpt, and there's some brushes here. I'm going to go for the bubble smooth, and I'm going to try to smooth that out, and that should take care of it. Make it a little bit bigger and a little stronger, because it's at the bottom of the sculpt anyway, so it's not going to be seen. So if I do make a little mistake, or if there's some areas here that are a little bit too aggressive with the removal of the material, I think I'll be okay. Make it a little stronger. And this is just like getting in the program and kind of fooling with it. That should smooth it out for me. And smooth around the jawline here too. See what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's coming out really well. A little bit more right here. Got a weird little line. And there's also a tool called the flatten. Let me get to the flatten. This takes off quite a bit. I'm gonna have to rotate it. And I'm going to use that flatten sculpting tool. Let's see. Flatten. I'm going to make this big. Maybe not that big. I'm just going to flatten a lot of these areas. Because this figure's I'm going to have to make sure it fits on a body, so I'm going to have to make this area back here a little flatter. And remember, we have this saved, so if we do make a mistake, we can always go back and we can check it out and fix it. See what it looks like from the side. Yeah, it's coming along. I'm gonna have to smooth that neck, so let me show you another tool. See, sculpt. Robust smooth. Let me bring down the sides a little bit. I'm just going to go along that jawline right there, smoothing it out. Looks like I still need to do some smoothing there. Make it a little smaller though. I think at this point I'm going to save it, because I need to get rid of that really big bulge right there. So I'm going to export. This is going to be model 5. Good thing, maybe something happened to it. We'll see. Okay, here's my model. I think I might be really close to being done. One thing I noticed is that there's like a little ridge right there on the chin. So I'm going to come over to my brushes, and I'm looking for shrink smooth. And that's about the strength I want and the depth, around 50 each one. And I'm just going to come by and I'm going to smooth that out right there. A little bit more. And I think I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and save this. I'm going to go to export, model 6, and save. Now, you know what? I'm going to have to make a neck hole here, because on the men or the male heads, you add a stem, right, that goes into the body. But on the female heads, there's like a hole that you got to put in there, and you've got to do like a little stem hole as well, so that the neck on the female Mego body will stay in there. So to do that, I use my Anycubic program. I think it's still loading though. Let it load a little bit. That's computing. I guess it's getting complex. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to come over here to an analysis and do the inspector and just make sure that everything's repaired. I mean, I can do that in my Anycubic program too, but okay, so now that that's there, I'm going to go to my Anycubic program. I'm going to import model 6, and I'm going to line it up so that I can put that oh, yeah, see, I need to repair it anyway, so that I can put that hole in there. And I'm going to basically put 2 holes. I'm going to punch a cylinder, and I'm going to punch like a tapered cylinder in there too, to hold the head. Let me go front view. And I've got to line this up like perfectly. Oops, wrong way. Yeah, I want the broadest look of the chin, because I'm going to take this punch, I'm going to bring it up to 10 here, 10 here, and I think I'm only going to do 4 for this. I want it to be kind of a shallow punch. And I'm going to center it. That's pretty good. So I got my punch there, and the next thing I'm going to do, here, let me just check it out real quick. Yeah, it didn't go through the head, because I guess sometimes it can go through the head if it's too deep. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my smaller cylinder. Let me make sure the circle is, oops, wrong way. There we go. I need to have a perpendicular face there. Then we're going to punch again, but this time I'm going to do the outer dimension at about 6, inner circle at about 4, and the depth I'm going to go to about 6. And what I'm looking at here is just punching a hole. That's going to be my neck plug. Oops. And it looks like I got it. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I repair it one more time. And I'm going to position it so that I can slice it. Well, actually, I want to let me rotate the head up. I want to support it, and then I want to slice it. Okay, so I'm going to do this at an angle. If you do it at an angle with the face pointing up, what happens is that the supports don't really touch the face. So I might have a support there because of that overhang. But if you do it this way, you'll have fewer supports. And I'm going to check it when I'm done. So I come over here to supports. I don't know how, if you have a machine like mine, this may work. But if not, you're gonna have to figure out your own machine. I want it light, generate automatic supports. And I got my supports. And let me rotate it just to make sure that, yeah, see on the head right there? I don't want any on the face, really. That looks good. I think I can deal with that. And then I just come over here and I click slice. And then when I do that, it'll give me a program that I can save on my my drive, and I can print it out. So after it comes out of the printer, you put it under UV light. I actually leave mine outdoors. I live in a very sunny area. I leave mine outdoors for like a day, and they're usually pretty solid. So that's what it looks like. You can see the supports up here, just as we thought. Actually none on the face, which is good. So this was my second attempt at it. You can see the hole down there. This was my second attempt at it. This was my first. And I brought my Mego body, so you can see that this is not the outfit that I'm going to be using when I do my custom, but you can see that it fits on the head very well. I'm going to get a little O-ring on there. It pretty much stays, but if I had a little O-ring, giving it a little tension, it'd be a lot better, and it would spin around on the O-ring. So that's about the only thing that I'm going to add to it. But yeah, I think I'm well on my way. Dana's going to be done. I don't know if I'm going to do her next week or the week after, but I'm definitely going to do paint one of these figures. So until next time, you guys be cool, stay safe, watch out for them ghosts. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.